Namaste and welcome again everyone. Now we are going to learn about the acceleration and retardation. So what is acceleration and what is retardation? To understand that, let's again come to a point which is known as rate. So speed and velocity were the rates for the distance and displacement respectively. So what we have technically done with that? When we divided time with the distance, we got the speed, our first rate, and when we divided displacement with time, we get velocity, which is our rate of displacement, which is known as velocity. Now it's time to learn about rate of the rate. So rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. When it is in positive manner, it is known as positive acceleration or simple acceleration, and when it goes on negative way, it is known as retardation or negative acceleration. To understand that clearly, let's have a traveling scenario. Me and Newton started traveling our car that we just bought on our luxurious road. So when we started the car, it started with initial zero velocity, and initially it reaches to 10 meters per second in a period of 10 seconds. So in 10 seconds we have covered from 0 to 10. So what actually is changing? Yes, we are traveling some distance or displacement in this case, and when we travel from 0 to 10, we have also increased our velocity. So this increased word of the velocity is the rate. What is the rate that we have increased? So the formula for the acceleration that becomes v minus u divided by t. V is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and t is the time period. Here we have final velocity of 10 meters per second, initial velocity of 0 meters per second, and we have covered that journey in 10 seconds. So it becomes 10 by 10, which is 1 meter per second square. That extra second in the denominator part of the unit came as it is the rate of velocity. Now let's understand the scenario for retardation. What is retardation? So we are traveling with 10 meters per second for some hour, and now we have bored, and Newton decided to stop on a cafe. So he stopped the car, and it took 10 seconds from coming 10 meters per second to 0 meters per second. So now our initial velocity becomes 10 meters per second and our final velocity becomes 0 meters per second in 10 seconds. So now again, if we apply the formula for the acceleration, it becomes v minus u divided by t. Now v is 0 minus u is 10 and divided by 10. So minus 10 divided by 10 is negative 1 meter per second square. If you are using the negative 1 meter per second square, you can call it as acceleration, because it is negative acceleration as in the term of quantity or magnitude, that we are using positive and negative. If you are just saying that 1 meter per second is retarding, it simply means that the motion is going down, the velocity is going down. So in the first case, velocity going up and reaching to its peak, and in the second one, velocity is going down. So what could be the third case? The third case can be the acceleration is constant. So in the constant acceleration, it is completely different from the constant velocity. To understand this, let's again start driving our car. We are traveling with 3 meters per second for continuously 1 hour. So is there any acceleration? Technically no, because here velocity, which is final, and initial v and u both are the same. So when we used to do it, 3 minus 3 always becomes 0 at the place of the v and u. So our acceleration is 0 because we are not changing our velocity. So the word change or the rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. So we change the rate of velocity as we increase or as we decrease. Now what the term constant in acceleration means? That your velocity is continuously increasing. Like in our previous example, we have used that our car started accelerating from 0 to 10 meter per second in 10 seconds. So you can assume completely and pretty much directly that in every 1 second the velocity is increasing by 1. Like in the first second, velocity is 1 meter per second. In second velocity becomes 2 meter per second. So it is continuously increasing. The increase of velocity here tells us about the acceleration, which is constant. So what is variable acceleration? Variable acceleration means that in the first second our car speeds up with 1 meter per second, but in the second our car becomes ultra fast and becomes 5 meter per second faster. So in the 6th second we have 6 meter per second. So it is continuously increasing or jumping or decreasing or down jumping. So this is the variable kind of the acceleration. Now we are ready to learn the instantaneous and average. After that, learning instantaneous and average, we are going to apply all these concepts on our real life scenario that we are going to live and learn more basic and fundamental quantities about the distance, displacement, time, speed, velocity, and finally the favorite part of the acceleration. I call it the favorite part because this is the core concept where the Newton actually started his journey. So stick with me, take care, God bless, and Namaste.